Special thanks to Patreon supporter Repentless Lamb for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the consolidated PB4Y-2 privateer. The consolidated PB4Y-2 privateer is an American World War II and Korean War era patrol bomber of the United States Navy, derived from the consolidated B-24 Liberator. The Navy had been using B-24s with only minor modifications as the PB4Y-1 Liberator, and along with maritime patrol liberators used by the RAF Coastal Command, this type of patrol plane was proven successful. A fully navalized design was designed, and Consolidated developed a dedicated long-range patrol bomber in 1943, designated the PB4Y-2 privateer. In 1951, the type was redesignated the PB4Y-2 privateer. A further design change occurred in September 1962 when the remaining Navy privateers, which had all been converted into a drone configuration as the PB-Y-2K, were redesignated as the QP-4B. This aircraft here was used by the U.S. Navy, U.S. Coast Guard, and was retired by the Coast Guard in 1958 and then 1954 by the U.S. Navy. So pretty interesting aircraft here, and really reminiscent of a B-24. I mean, you look at this thing and it definitely screams B-24. I think from looking at it, the fuselage is pretty much almost exactly the same, besides the difference in the cockpit and the way the nose kind of turret is positioned, and obviously the whole empennage of the aircraft. But the wings seem pretty similar, and it's kind of the same thing. But it's cool, I guess, and gonna be a cool aircraft to add to any of your World War II Pacific and even some European theater type of maps. So before we go and dive in and take a look at the aircraft, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Repentless Lamb for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you guys are, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a video request to your choosing. Help support the work I do on my channel, and obviously is very much so appreciated. And you earn a vehicle request to your choosing every month you are a patron. So definitely some nice benefits there. And again, the option's always there. It's linked always in my video descriptions. Anyways, let's go ahead and kind of move into the aircraft here and see exactly what we'll be going ahead and building. So we have both the landed and in-flight versions. We went with a three-toned camouflage here. So we have the white underbelly, the kind of cyan type color, lighter blue, and then the darker blue top to it. So kind of a traditional kind of mid to late war Pacific, or really just kind of an American naval color scheme, which I think looks super nice, and it looks really good on this bomber as well. So going ahead and start off with, we have the nose up here, which is equipped with a ball turreted 50 caliber or dual 50 caliber turret here, so pretty good protection in the front. We move back to the cockpit and all the instruments and stuff like that. We have two ball turrets located up here on the roof of the aircraft. And as we work our way further here on near the empennage of the aircraft, we have the two blisters here, very similar to like the PB-Y Catalina, that are on the sides of the aircraft here, again equipped with dual 50 cals. So pretty good defensive armament. One big thing though is it has a serious blind spot on the bottom of the aircraft here with no turrets located down there. So that's kind of a weird thing, especially when they could have just taken one of the ball turrets from the top and put it on the bottom, and I think it would have done better. But what do I know? I'm not an engineer. As we work way back further, we have the tail, also a tail gun located on the back, and the horizontal stabilizers, and obviously the wings here too. So overall, really nice aircraft. Going to make an awesome addition to any of your World War II type maps, patrolling some kind of naval coastlines, performing some kind of anti-submarine warfare, bombing, you name it, this thing can really kind of be put into that type of role. So anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we'll be going ahead and starting off with layer number 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we'll be going ahead and start with layer 2. Now we're starting with layer 2 because layer 1 basically just involves adding some things onto layer 2, it makes it a little bit easier for us to start with this layer. But we'll be going ahead and moving on to layer 1 directly after this. Plus we get a little bit more built in layer 2, and it's a better kind of layer to go off of and add on to for our future layers. If you're also completely new to my aircraft tutorials, I like to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on camera, half off. So what this means is we're going to be building the entire center line of the fuselage, and then we'll be going ahead and building the entire right side. Then, since this aircraft for the most part is completely symmetrical, whatever we do on the one side will be done to the air side. This will be a little bit more easier to kind of understand and kind of, do once we kind of get a few layers and you kind of get a feel of how we're going to be doing this. It's pretty simple and just kind of helps me speed up the tutorial for myself for recording, and it's really no point in covering the same thing that's on both sides. So hopefully it's all good for you guys and everything like that. Going ahead and moving into this, if you do want to build the landed version, we will be doing the landing gear at the end as a modification. To make sure that if you build the landed version that you build this correctly the right height, we have layer 2 here, a total of basically 2 blocks off the ground. So you can see here, we have 2 blocks of space between the layer here, which is layer 2, and the ground level. Very important because obviously if it's one high, one low, when we go to put the landing gear on at the end of the tutorial, it's not going to sit properly. So again, if you are building the landed version, you want to have 2 blocks of space between this and the ground that you're building this on. Anyways, once that's clarified, we can go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to place down 2 polished direct blocks with a skeleton skull coming off the block here toward the direction you want the front. So we're going to have the front of the aircraft facing that direction there. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 smooth quartz top slabs back. And we want to go ahead and then place down a long row of smooth quartz full blocks, which in total is going to be 21 blocks in length. We're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 smooth quartz top slabs, skip a space, place a smooth quartz upside down stair, and then an end rod right behind it, like so. Once we have that done, we're going to be going ahead and then work our way out to the sides. So now from this point, we have our center line done. We're going to be going ahead and building the right side. Everything we now do on the right side of the center line is going to be done over there on the left side. We're going to start off by placing down an iron trapdoor coming off this direct block like so, and we want to go and then go back with it with a row of 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz top slabs, and we're going to go then place down a smooth quartz upside down stair. After that is all complete there, we're going to go then take our smooth quartz full blocks, and we're going to be placing down a long row that's going to go all the way along the side here. That's going to go back a total of 18. So to begin with, going back from the stair, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Once we get to this point, we want to go and then grab ourselves some top slabs, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 top slabs back, and then 1 and 2 iron trapdoors. Going back up to the front here, we're going to place down a direct top slab, which is going to be coming off of the side of this third smooth quartz top slab to the side here. We're going to go back from within the iron trapdoor, another smooth quartz top slab, and we want to go then place down a polished direct full block with a skeleton skull coming off the side of the block like so. We're going to go then take our smooth quartz, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we're going to then place down one more to give us 13. After that, we're going to place down 1 and 2 smooth quartz top slabs, and then 2 iron trapdoors like that to go and finish that off. Once we have that all done there, that is going to do it there for the base of our aircraft, and with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our next layer. We'll be moving into layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and go into the bottom here of this direct block. In the front, we're going to place down a direct top slab underneath it. We then want to go ahead and go back to the center line down here. We're going to go ahead and go to our first smooth quartz full block, and then we're going to go to the second one, and we're going to place down an end rod that drops down from it. We're going to go then skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces, and then our 7th space back, we're going to place down an end rod that drops down from that. Once we get that all done, we want to go ahead and also place down a polished direct top slab on the bottom of this direct block here, and we're going to do the same thing over here on this side. Now, once we have that complete there, we're going to be wanting to go ahead and then grab ourselves a lever, a skeleton skull, end rod, and we're going to be going ahead and building this section here. So for this, we're going to be going ahead and go to this end rod right here. We're going to go over to the left side and go to the bottom of the stair. We're going to drop down a end rod. We then want to go and go forward from it. We're going to place down a lever on this smooth quartz block, a skeleton skull come off the lever, and then we're going to place down an end rod that comes off that skeleton skull going forward, and that's going to be on the left side here, and the left side only. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 1 for the build, and with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we're going ahead and moving into layer 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to start off by going ahead and going to the top of this skeleton skull here in the front. We're going to place down a smooth quartz block, a black stained glass block coming off that smooth quartz block, and then a narrow top slab coming off that black stained glass block like so for the nose. We then want to go ahead and work our way back to the tail here. We're going to go ahead and go from this quartz top slab, go up and back, and we're going to place down a smooth quartz full block, followed by a second, third, and fourth block, so you have a total of 4 here. And then come off that fourth block, we're going to place down 3 smooth quartz top slabs back as well from those blocks. Once that's done, going ahead and going back up to the front here, we're going to go and take a narrow brick stair to place down an upside down narrow brick stair coming off the side of this black stained glass block. Coming off that narrow brick stair, we're going to place down a skeleton skull going forward from it, and then going back from it, we're going to place down a row of 2 of smooth quartz blocks. We're going to go and then take our cyan concrete, and we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 cyan concrete blocks. We then want to grab prismarine walls. We're going to place down 3 prismarine walls coming off those 3 cyan concrete blocks, and then going back from those prismarine walls, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 of these cyan concrete blocks back, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, or sorry, my bad, so it's going to be only 3 smooth quartz blocks back, and we want to go and then place down a smooth quartz upside down stair, and this is going to be a total of 2 stairs back, so 2 stairs back, and then we're going to go and place down 2 smooth quartz top slabs and then 2 iron trap doors. On our center line in here, we're going to go to the top of this iron trap door here. We're going to place down a smooth quartz block on top of that iron trap door, followed by a second block back on top of that other iron trap door there. We're going to then place down a third block back, and then from this we're going to place down 2 quartz upside down stairs, 3 quartz top slabs going back, and then we're going to place down 2 iron trap doors there for the rear. And after we have that all done, the last thing we need to do here for this layer is to go ahead and grab ourselves some stone buttons. We're going to start off by going ahead and go into this first quartz block here. We're going to place down a stone button. We then want to count forward 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our 5th block forward, we're going to place down another stone button on the cyan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our 5th block forward, a stone button, and we're going to do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our 5th block here, stone button again like that. So we should have a space of 4 between each of these stone buttons like this, and they'll be done on both sides. After that's all done there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 3 for the build. Here's an overview of what this looks like so far. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we'll be moving into layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a cyan concrete block on top of this narrow brick top slab, and then going forward from it, we're going to place down a second cyan concrete block like that. We then want to place down a prismarine wall on the 2 sides here of those cyan concrete blocks, and then we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cyan concrete blocks back from those 2 walls. After that, we're going to then take our prismarine walls. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 along those last 3 blocks there. And then going back along the sides here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 blocks back. I'm going to go and double check my count here to make sure I didn't mess up. And yeah, we have 28 blocks here in total. Now where the stone buttons are, we're just going to go ahead and place down 1 more stone button going up here. Just like that on the sides. And then go ahead and focus our attention to the back here. We're going to go ahead and go back to the very back here and do our center line real quick. So going up from this quartz top side, we're going to place down a quartz full block that kind of comes up from it at an angle like so. We're going to go then place down a second and a third quartz full block back, followed by 3 quartz top slabs, and then 2 iron trap doors to go and make your center line. Once we have that done, going back up to this section here, we're going to go back from this cyan concrete block by placing down 2 prismarine walls back, and we're going to follow this up by placing down 3 3 diorite walls back. After that, we're going to go to the insides here of the diorite walls and the prismarine walls, and we're going to place down 2 cyan concrete blocks behind the walls here, and then we're going to take our smooth quartz and place down 3 smooth quartz blocks behind those diorite walls. We're going to then place down 1 more additional smooth quartz block back, and then 1 and 2 smooth quartz top slabs, and then 2 iron trap doors back like so. And once we have that done, we then want to go ahead and go to this side here. So we're going to go ahead and go to our last cyan concrete block here, going toward the rear. And we're going to place down a warped upside down stair coming off the side of it. And the stair is going to be facing this direction like so. We're going to go then place down 1 and 2 cyan concrete blocks forward, and then a narrow warped upside down stair. And then right there is simply going to be the start there of our little blister on the sides of the fuselage there for the anti-aircraft guns, or the point defense guns, I should say. Now, once we have that all complete, we basically have the fuselage here done, and we're going to start setting up some of the parts here, which we'll be using to build off of for the engines. Now, the engines here, you can see here we just have some lines of iron trapdoors, and for our next few layers here, we're going to be building off these iron trapdoors to make the engines. To get started here, we're going to be going ahead and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cyan concrete blocks back. Actually, sorry, my bad. 7 cyan concrete blocks back. So we're going to go to this row here, and we're going to then go out to the side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th block here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 blocks out to the side here. We're going to go then take our iron trapdoors. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the top portion of the block like this, and we're going to go back a total of 4 more. So you have a row of 5 here of iron trapdoors. After that's done, we want to then go to the second iron trapdoor. We're going to go off of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 concrete blocks out to the side here. We go over here and do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 blocks out to the side, followed by an iron trapdoor coming off of it, and we're going to go forward back. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that to give us another row of 5. So again, we have a space of 5 here between this row, and then we have a space of 8. So very important, make sure all those rows are correct, because we will be using that to basically build the engines in the next few layers, and we'll kind of be using that as a point of reference to go from. And in addition, when we go to the wings and stuff like that, we may start to notice some stuff if something's misaligned. So just take your time, make sure both sides are aligned, and we should have something that looks like this. Also, if you did place any blocks here to count out to the sides, which I imagine you guys probably did, make sure that you go ahead and delete these, as these will not be needed for the rest of the tutorial. So we'll just go and get rid of those. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 4. With that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started for the aircraft, we're going to be going ahead and start off with the front here. We're going to go ahead and place down a warp stair that's going to go on top of this cyan concrete block, just like this, upside down, and then going back from that block, we're going to place down 2 cyan concrete blocks like so for the nose there. After that, going ahead and go into the rear here, we're going to go and build our center line by going ahead and starting off on this iron trapdoor here. We're going to place down a cyan concrete block on top of it, followed by a second block, and then a third block, so you have a row 3, and your last block should overhang one past the iron trapdoors on the rear there. And once that's done, we're going to have our center line complete, and we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides. So to begin with, we'll be going ahead and starting off by going ahead and going to the sides of this cyan concrete block here, and we'll place down an anvil. We're going to then go from the anvil with a skeleton skull going forward like so. And we want to go and then place down a prismarine wall directly after that. Once we have that done, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, and 4 cyan concrete blocks, and then we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3 prismarine walls there along the side. After that, we're going to go take our cyan concrete blocks. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29 cyan concrete blocks going back like that. After that's all done, we want to go and then take our stone buttons, and we're going to be going ahead and go into this section. We're going to go up from the stone buttons here, and we're going to then connect the dots basically. So we're just going to place a row of stone buttons going in between them like that for the bomb bay doors. Now after that's done, we want to go and come back here to this section, and we're going to go ahead and work on our little anti-aircraft gun blister. We're going to do this by going ahead and placing down a prismarine wall that's going to be coming off this cyan concrete block here. So this last one we placed, and we're going to then go forward 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and then another prismarine wall. Go into the 2 center blue concrete blocks. We're going to place down 2 prismarine walls, and then coming off those walls there, we're going to go and place down 2 chains coming off of it to the side here, like that for the gun barrels. And we also want to go and take a skeleton skull, and we're going to place down a skeleton skull here coming off the blocks like that on both sides, like so. And once we have that all complete there, we're going to go ahead and continue on working our way back. So for this section here, we're going to go and go back from this cyan concrete block with 1 and 2 prismarine walls, and we're going to go and then place down a warped top slab. So just like that. And then we're going to go and place down 1, 2, and 3 prismarine walls back like so. On the inside here of these 2 prismarine walls, we're going to place down 2 cyan concrete blocks, followed by a black stained glass block behind the slab, and we're going to go and then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 cyan concrete blocks going forward. So just double check my count here, and yep, 8 going forward from that black stained glass block. We then just want to place down 2 prismarine walls here, like that on the back there, like so. With that all complete, we're going to go ahead and now work our way onto our engine. So that right there is going to complete the fuselage here for the time being. Now, what we want to do next here is we're going to be going ahead and work on our engines. So for our engines here, we're going to need some smooth quartz, slabs, and stairs. Also, full blocks will not hurt. We're going to need a iron bar, a black concrete block, a polished black stone stair, a dark oak wood sign, and an item frame. So just like that. And we'll also need some iron trapdoors here. So to go ahead and get started with this. Now for our first engine here on the inner side of the wings, we're going to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz slab like this, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 2 smooth quartz upside down stairs coming off the 2 sides of the slab like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a iron bar directly behind it and a smooth quartz upside down stair to both sides of the iron bar like so. Once that's done, we're going to place down a black concrete block here in the center, and then a smooth quartz upside down corner stair come off those 2 stairs like so. We're going to go then place down another smooth quartz block here in the center, smooth quartz upside down stair here to both sides, and we're going to then place down another smooth quartz block here in the center, and this time we're going to place down a polished black stone upside down stair to the right side. Now one thing to know here is when you're building this engine on the right or on the left side, you're not going to go ahead and flip that portion. You want to make sure that the polished black stone stair is on every single engine is to the right side, and this is just mainly because all the engines are designed the same and the exhaust is going to come out the same side. So it isn't flipped or anything like that, so you're just going to have that come out on the right side. And on this polished black stone stair, we're going to place down an item frame and a black concrete block. If you are on Java Edition, you can go ahead and place a dark oak wood sign on the side of the stair as well. If you're on Bedrock, you will just have to place down the item frame, as you cannot place a sign there in the same block space. On the other side here, we're going to place down a smooth quartz upside down stair, like so. We're going to go and place down another smooth quartz block here in the center, smooth quartz upside down stair here to both sides. And we're going to then place down a smooth quartz block here in the center, a smooth quartz top slab to both sides, a smooth quartz upside down stair in the center, and then a smooth quartz top slab again to both sides. We're coming off the stair in the center, we're going to place down a smooth quartz top slab back, and then an iron trapdoor to both sides of that top slab. And that right there is going to basically do it here for our engine, and it should look something like this here from below, and then up top here, this is what it should look like. After that, we're going to be going ahead and moving to our outside engines. And our outside engines here are pretty much the exact same thing. So we're going to go and place down a smooth quartz slab on top of this first iron trapdoor here. Our quartz upside down stairs here to both sides. After that, iron bar, upside down stair, again to both sides. Black concrete block. A upside down smooth quartz corner stair to both sides here. Another smooth quartz block here in the center. Smooth quartz upside down stair to both sides. Another smooth quartz block here in the center, and we're going to then place down a black or polished black stone stair again to the right side. Item frame, black concrete, and again if you're on Java, dark oak wood sign. Over here on the opposite side, a smooth quartz upside down stair, and we're going to then place down another smooth quartz block here in the center, smooth quartz top slab to both sides like so. Another upside down stair here in the center, quartz top slab to both sides, and then one quartz top slab coming off the stair there in the center. And once we have that all done there, that's going to basically do it there for this engine here. And with that, that's going to pretty much complete both of these engines, and that's pretty much all you need to do. So pretty simple stuff there for them, and you know, they're pretty much the same thing, just a little bit differences between the two. This one's a little bit shorter by 1 block, and also this one has the 2 iron trapdoors there. So again, this is what it should look like from up above here for this layer. You know, make sure to take note of that polished black stone block that I talked about for both sides there. And once we have that all complete, that's going to be it for layer number 5. And with that, let's go ahead and actually move into the banners here, which will be for the little national star insignia, which is on the side of the front of the fuselage. So with that, let's go and move into making those banners. Alright guys, so moving into making these banners, they're really simple to do. All we need to do to begin with is we need to grab a black banner, 2 white banners, 2 cyan dye, 4 blue dye, and 1 white dye. And we're going to go and make these banners. So to start off with our little striped banner right there, we're going to go and go into our loom, and we're going to place down a black banner. We want to go and do a white stripe in our dye section. That's going to go right through the center, so just like this. We're going to go then take this banner, put it back into our loom, and we're going to then take our cyan dye, and we're going to go and select the top portion like that. We're going to go and grab that, and then we're going to go and then select the bottom portion, and we get a banner design that looks like this, and that's going to do it there for our stripes. After we have that done, we're going to go then take our white banners, place it into our loom, and our blue dye. Our first banner here, we're going to go and select the box here in the lower left, And we're going to put that same banner back into the loom, and then we're going to select the top left corner, so it looks like this here. We're going to go do the same thing with this banner, except flip. So we're going to go and do the bottom right, and then the top right, just like that. And we get two banners that look just like this. And to put these on our fuselage, we're going to go and start off by placing down the stripe banner on this middle wall here, followed by the two blue banners, or the two white banners like that will go facing each other, and then we're going to go ahead and place down their black banner like that along the side. And you're going to do the same thing there on both sides, and you get the little national star insignia signal, or not signal, but symbol on the side of the aircraft. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for those banners, and with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 6. Real quick, guys, before we go ahead and move into layer 6, one thing I also want to cover in regards to the banners is that you can actually put the number or a unit number or something like that on the side of the fuselage of the aircraft. And this right here is just going to go right after the National Star Insignia emblem. And you can see here that basically it's a letter followed by a 3-digit number. Now you can look up banner tutorials and all that stuff on YouTube or use some of your pre-existing ones, but all I did here was use a cyan banner as our base color and then used black dye to make the lettering. It's pretty simple, and we have just our letter and then our 3-digit number. So you can see here it reads left to right over here on the right side of the fuselage, and then over here on the left side it reads right to left as well. So make sure that on this side, the left side of the fuselage, the X starts, and then over here on the right side we have the 0 that starts. So very important to make sure that it reads correctly on both sides there and doesn't look weird. So yeah, that's another little thing you can add on there to kind of give your aircraft a little bit more personality, and you can also change up the numbers too, depending on if you have a couple of these in one area to show the different various unit designations and numbers and stuff like that. So this is another thing I want to throw in there for you guys, and again, you can look up plenty of tutorials online for how to make different letter banners and stuff. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer 6. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6, to go ahead and start off our center line here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a black stained glass block on top of this warped upside down stair here in the nose. And then we can go ahead and go all the way back here to the rear, and we're going to go and place down a cyan concrete block on top of this block here, and then a prismarine wall that comes off it like that going back. So pretty simple center line design there for that. After that's done, working our way out to the sides here from this block, we're going to place down a prismarine wall, and then come off that wall, we're going to place down 2 chains that go forward like that for our forward machine guns. We're going to then take our cyan concrete, we're going to place down a block that goes back from this prismarine wall, and on the side of this block here, we'll be going ahead and placing down a warped trapdoor like that, and we want it closed on the side of that block like that. We're going to then place down a prismarine wall, going back from that block, and then a cyan concrete block. We then want to go ahead and follow this up by placing down a black stained glass block, just like this, and we're going to go then place down 2 cyan concrete blocks back, and then we're going to go to the side here and place down 1, 2, and 3 prismarine walls back, or on the side of those 3 blocks like so. Once we get to this point, go ahead and continue on. We're going to take our cyan concrete. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 cyan concrete blocks back, a warp slab, a cyan concrete block, and then our warp slab. Now behind these warp slabs on the inside here, we're going to place down black stained glass blocks like that to go ahead and kind of create a glass look there from the inside. After that, we want to go take our cyan concrete. We're going to place down 1 and 2 cyan concrete blocks, and then we're going to go and take our blue concrete and we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 blue concrete blocks. We can then switch back to cyan concrete by placing down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 cyan concrete blocks back. We're going to then place down an Arabic stair here on top of this cyan concrete block there to the side. 1 and 2 black stained glass blocks, and then another Arabic stair like that on the side of that block. And we're going to go ahead and take black stained glass panes and place them down on the sides of those 2 blocks like so. On the inside here, we're going to place down another cyan concrete block, and then go back from it 1 more block like so. And we're going to then take our prismarine walls, and we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 prismarine walls back like so. On the inside here, those prismarine walls, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cyan concrete blocks, and then we're going to go back 1 and 2 more additional blocks, followed by a warped top slab, and then a black concrete block here in the center. We're going to then place down a cyan concrete block here to the side of that warped slab, a prismarine wall back, a cyan concrete block, and then we want to go ahead and place down an Arabic stair here, or not an Arabic stair, but a warped upside down stair on both sides of that cyan concrete block there on the back. And if you do want to fill in a little bit here, if you don't plan on doing an interior for the aircraft, we can go ahead and fill in the back here with 1, 2, and 3 black concrete blocks just to close that space off so that it isn't visible from the outside. And we can also do the same thing up here for the nose. So we can put black concrete behind here and basically behind these windows. So again, this is an option here if you do not plan on doing an interior. Just kind of helps close off the inside of the aircraft, so when you're looking at it from the outside, you don't just, you know, see basically, you know, you don't basically just see into a void. So just a nice technique here to kind of cover those things up and kind of hide that area away from basically being visible. And same thing back here, we do have these glass blocks here, so we can go ahead and do the same thing back here. And that right there is going ahead and pretty much finish off the fuselage. And with that, we're going to go ahead and move into the wings. Okay, so going ahead and moving into the wings. This here is where things can definitely get a little complicated, and the wings here are definitely not the easiest thing to do. This in particular section is probably going to be the more difficult section. We do have a lot of stuff going on here, so just pay close attention, and once we get through this section, you'll pretty much be good to go. So to go ahead and get started with here, we're going ahead and start with our engines. Now, one thing I want to mention here is that basically we're going to be working on our engines, and then we're going to go and basically do a little bit of the filler in the space here. We also will be building the landing gear as if it's inside the aircraft, so if you are planning on building the landed version, just know that we're going to be building it with the wheels still in, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of break it out, and I'm going to show you guys how to kind of make that wheel bay area. So you know, just in case you're wondering, that's what we're doing there. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we want to do is we're going to be going ahead and go into our inside engines here. We're going to place down a what is going to be a warp trapdoor here. Same thing over here on this side. We're going to go on the back of the trapdoor, place down another trapdoor. Same thing here on both sides. After that, we're going to then place down a stone brick wall, which is going to go directly here in the center, on top of this iron bar. And to both sides of it, we want to go and then place down a iron bar like that. And then going forward from that stone brick wall, we're going to place down 1 and 2 stone brick walls going forward. And we're going to then place down a skeleton skull coming off that stone brick wall there in the front. We then want to go ahead and place down a warped trapdoor on the side of this iron trapdoor. Same thing over here. And from this, we're going to then take a black concrete block and place down a row of 3 across, followed by a warped trapdoor again to both sides like that. After that's all done, we're going to then take our cyan concrete. We're going to place down a row of 3 of cyan concrete back. And right here is where we start to get into basically our kind of section up in here. So for this, we're going to take our smooth quartz. We're going to place down a row 3 of smooth quartz across. So row 3, second row 3, a third row, fourth, fifth, and then once we get to this last row here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a quartz stair to both sides after the iron trapdoors. So quartz stair to both sides here, and then a quartz full block there directly in the center. And that's going to do it there for this engine. Now for our next engine to the outside here, we're going to be going ahead and basically doing the same thing. So for this, we're going to place down a stone brick wall on top of this iron trap or iron bar right there, and then 1, 2 walls forward, and we're going to then place down our skeleton skull there on the tip just like that. We're going to go then place down a warp trap door to both sides like this, opened up, another trap door on the back there to both sides, and we're going to then place down an iron bar here both sides as well, with a trapdoor coming off it, and we're going to have this opened up as well. We're going to go then place down a row 3 of black concrete across behind those, warp trapdoor to both sides there. We're going to go and then take our smooth quartz. We're going to place down a row 3 of smooth quartz, a second row, a third row, and we're going to go and then place down a 5th row, a 6th row, and then after that row right there, we want to go and then place down a smooth quartz upside down stair coming off the center block just like that. And that right there is going to basically do it there for our 2 engines to go ahead and get things started. And now it's going to basically just be connecting the dots. And let's go ahead and fill in our wings. So filling in our wings here, we're going to be going ahead and starting off by going ahead and go to this middle blue concrete block. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 polished black stone top slabs over, and then behind that we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 upside down smooth quartz stairs. From this, we're going to take our smooth quartz blocks. We're going to place down a row of 4 across, followed by a second row of 4 across, and we want to go then place down a third row of full blocks across like so. We're going to go then take our smooth quartz top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 4 across this section here. We're going to go then place down a row of 6, I believe. Yep, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to place down another row of 6 like this going back. We're going to then take our iron trapdoors. We're going to place down 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a total of 6 there going across the side. After that's done, we're going to make one change over here as well. And that's going to be where we want to go ahead and go to this the smooth quartz block right here. And we're actually going to be swapping this out for a stone block. So that's going to be right here on this inner engine like that. Anyways, once we have that done, we want to go and then place down a quartz top slab here, and then an iron trapdoor, which is going to be coming off that upside down stair there, like so. We then want to go ahead and grab our polished black stone slabs again. We're going to go ahead and go off of this quartz block here. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or sorry, actually just 3 over. And we want to go and then go at an angle back and place down a polished black stone top slab, and then we're going to place down 2 more, so you have a row of 3 that looks like that. We then want to go and take our smooth quartz top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 here. And taking our, after those top slabs there, or actually it's going to be 2 upside down stairs. So 1 and 2 upside down stairs, and then a quartz slab, just like that. Now once we get to this point here, we're going to take our quartz full blocks, and we want to go and place down a row of 2. So 1, 2, sorry, 3, row 3 across. We then want to go and grab our stone brick walls, and we're going to place down 2 stone brick walls over, and then a stone block. Once we have that done, we're going to then take our smooth quartz blocks, and we're just going to place down 1, 2, and 3 over as well. We're going to switch back to quartz stairs, or quartz slabs, sorry. We're going to place down 2 rows of 3 of smooth quartz top slabs going across, and then a row of 3 of iron trapdoors going across as well. Now once we get to this section here, we do have our wheel that we're going to be working on. So for our wheel here, we'll be going ahead and placing down, actually for this we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some polished blackstone. So polished blackstone, and we want to go ahead and grab some polished blackstone walls as well. So just like that. And we're going to place down a polished blackstone block here, a wall here in the corners, polished blackstone block going back on both sides here, wall again in the corners, and then our polished blackstone block there directly in the center. And then we just want to go and place down a quartz pillar, which is going to be going in the center here like this, and it's going to drop down like that for the actual, like, you know, little wheel thing itself. Now we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a iron bar, or an end rod, and some levers, and going to the bottom here, we're going to place down a lever here on the bottom of this block, flick it toward the fuselage of the aircraft. We're going to place down an end rod coming off that lever, and then we're going to place down a lever on the bottom of this stone block, flick toward that end rod like so for that wheel design, and we're going to leave that as is. After that's all done, we want to go and then grab our smooth quartz stairs. We're going to place down a smooth quartz stair coming off the middle here, and then a corner stair to both sides like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz slab coming off this corner stair here, and then an iron trapdoor. And we're going to go ahead and then place down 2 iron trapdoors coming off these last 2 stairs, and then another set of 2 like that going toward the rear there. Once we get that done, we're going to go to this section here. We're going to place down a smooth quartz top slab here, and then 2 iron trapdoors back. We then want to go ahead and just place down 1 iron trapdoor coming off the stair, a quartz top slab, and then another iron trapdoor directly after that. Going to the far side here, we're going to place down a iron trapdoor next to this quartz slab. Also, this row of quartz right here should actually be a row of cyan. So we're going to go make that quick change here. This should be a row of cyan concrete going across that section there. But anyways, we're going to place down a iron trapdoor there. Or actually, sorry, it's going to be a... Yeah, no, I'm right. Iron trapdoor here. And then we want to go and then go back from that iron trapdoor. 1. And we're going to then place down a row of 2 of quartz slabs going forward. So we're going to do 1 and 2 quartz top slabs, and we're going to then place down 2 iron trapdoors going forward from that. Now once we have that done, we want to go and then do 2 rows of 6 of iron trapdoors. So we're going to do 1 and 2 rows of 6, and we're going to then just do a row of 5. So start on the back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that right there is going to basically do it there for the wing. You're going to take that same design and copy it over here to the air side, and once you do, you'll have both sides of the wings complete for this layer, and you start to get something that looks like this here for the aircraft. Anyways, that right there is going to wrap up layer number 6 for the build, and with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 7. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 7. For layer 7 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and going to the front here. We're going to place down an air brick stair on top of this black stained glass block. And then going back from that, we're going to place down another black stained glass block and another brick stair directly after that. We're going to go then switch to polished black stone. We're going to place down 2 polished black stone slabs back from that air brick stair. And then 1, 2, and 3 blue concrete blocks. And then we're going to follow this up by placing down 2 black stained glass blocks. If you're not doing an interior, you can go ahead and also fill the bottom in this section in with black concrete to close this area off from the outside, being able to see in through the cockpit canopy. Anyways, once that's complete there, we want to go ahead and then go to the back and do our center line back there. For this, we're going to be going ahead and go into the prismarine wall. We're going to place down a black stained glass pane on top of it, and then 1, 2, and 3 black stained glass blocks back. And we're going to place down a black concrete block right there, followed by 1, 2, 3, and 4 prismarine full blocks like that. And that right there is going to fill it in. You could actually probably go without these prismarine blocks there. You probably actually don't need them. But that right there kind of fills in that section there and kind of closes that area off. So anyways, that right there is going to do it there for the center line. Moving out to the sides now, we're going to be going ahead and placing down an air brick stair coming off this black stained glass block here. And we're going to go ahead and place down a skeleton skull coming off the sides of these air brick stairs like so. Going back from this, we're going to place down 2 polished black stone slabs, like that, and then we want to place down a row of 3 blue concrete going back, and then 2 black stained glass blocks after that, blue concrete. We're going to then place down a lever, come off the side of this first blue concrete block, and then we're going to place down 1 and 2 polished black stone walls back, black stone stair, polished black stone slab, and we want to then take our blue concrete and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Blue concrete blocks back, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cyan concrete blocks after that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 prismarine walls back. After that, on the inside here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cyan concrete, black stained glass pane, black stained glass full block, warp stair, and then 2 chains coming off the warp stairs like that toward the rear there. We then want to go ahead and go to the tail here. We're going to go ahead and go to the second to last cyan concrete block, and we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 iron trapdoors forward. We want to go and then place down a row of 4. And we're going to place down a second row of 4 like this, which will be the start there of our horizontal stabilizers. After we have that done, also on the sides here of these blisters, we're going to go ahead and place down daylight detectors on top of those 2 blocks just like that, or 2 black stained glass blocks just like that. And once we have that complete there, that is going to complete our fuselage. We're going to go and start working our way out to the wings. So for the wings here to go ahead and get started with, first thing we're going to do here is we want to go and take our blue carpet. We're going to place down a blue carpet piece there, and we're going to go then place down a polished black stone slab. Then 1, 2, 3 blue concrete blocks back, 2 black stone slabs, and 2 blue carpet. We're going to go and repeat this same row 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have that done there. We then want to go ahead and place down a polished black stone stair on top of this warp stair here. And then going back from it, we're going to place down a warp stair, polished black stone stair back from that. And we're going to then place down a stair facing this direction. Same thing over here. Stair like this, second stair back, and then a corner stair like so. We're going to go then place down a iron bar, which is going to go on top of the stone brick wall here, and then a black concrete block like that between the 2 corner stairs. Now going back from the corner stairs, we're going to place down another stair back, so it turns this stair here into a corner stair that's facing this direction. And we want to go and then place down a blue concrete block in between those stairs. Now we're going to take these stairs back, and we're going to go ahead and go 2 more back, so 1, 2. So you have a row 3 of those stairs, and same thing over here, and then 2 blue concrete there in the center. We're going to go then take our blue concrete. We're going to go and do 2 rows of 3 of blue concrete, and we're going to go then do a row of 3 of stairs, a row of 3 of slabs, and we want to go and then take our blue carpet, and we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Our next row here, we're going to place down a blue carpet here in the front. We're going to go back from that with a polished black stone slab. We're going to then place down 2 blue concrete blocks, a polished black stone stair, polished black stone slab, and then 2 blue carpets back like that. Once we get that done, we're going to take our blue carpet and we're going to place down a blue carpet here, followed by a polished black stone slab back, polished black stone stair, facing that direction, and then going back from the stair, we're going to place down 2 blue concrete blocks, followed by 2 polished black stone slabs like that back. And we're going to go and repeat this same row one more time out to the sides here. So just like this along the side, like that. Then once we get to this section here, we want to go and then place down a polished black stone slab here in the front, followed by a stair, a row of 2 blue concrete, 2 polished black stone slabs, and then a blue carpet like that after that. And we're going to then place down a polished black stone slab in the front here. Again, a stair back, 2 blue concrete blocks, 2 polished black stone slabs, and then a blue carpet. Or sorry, it's actually going to be a row of 3 of polished black stone slabs back. So not the blue carpet there on the end. Our next row here is going to be a row of 2 of polished black stone slabs here in the front, 2 blue concrete blocks back, and we want to go and then place down a polished black stone stair, followed by 2 polished black stone slabs coming off the stair. Once that's all finished there, going ahead and go into the front up here. We're going to be going ahead and placing down a polished black stone stair on top of this warp stair here, a second stair back from it, like so. And we're going to go and do the same thing we did on the other side there, so a corner stair like that. Same thing over here, polished black stone stair, second stair back, corner stair, and then in between these, black concrete block, and then the iron bars there in the center. We also want to go and place down polished black stone top slab in between these stairs, like so. Once we have that done, we're going to then take our polished black stone stairs, and we're going to go back 1, 2, and 3 back from that corner stair, and we're going to do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to fill the space in between those stairs with 3 blue concrete blocks. Once we get to this point, we're going to go and place down 2 rows of 3 of blue concrete, going across like that. And we want to go and place down 3 polished black stone stairs across, 3 polished black stone slabs, and then 1 polished black stone slab in that spot right there. After we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and then take our polished black stone slab. We're going to place down a slab on top of this iron trapdoor, a stair back. So after the corner stair there, we're going to then go back 1, 2 blue concrete blocks, and we're going to actually, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then a polished black stone slab on the end there. We're going to go and repeat the same row 2 more times. So just like this, and so we have a total of 3 of those rows like that we just did. So before we go ahead and move on, I want to go ahead and make one quick adjustment. So I actually did 1 less on the outer wings here. It's supposed to be 4 rows right there. We only have 3. So for this simple fix, we're just going to go ahead and place down an iron trapdoor here, and then we're going to then do a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Super simple fix. So luckily nothing too major was affected. But yeah, once we get to this point here, we're just going to go and very simply place down a polished black stone slab here, stair going back, and then 1, 2, 3 blue concrete blocks, and then a polished black stone stair there on the very end. Now once we get to this point here, we're going to place down our polished black stone stair here in the front, followed by 1, 2, 3 blue concrete blocks back, and then a polished black stone corner stair like that, coming off that stair like that. Once we have that all done there, we want to go and then grab our smooth quartz and our polished black stone slabs. We're going to go do a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 polished black stone slabs out to the side. So going to this stair here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slabs out to the side here. Actually, sorry, it's going to be 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 actually. So 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now once we get to this point here, we're going to go and place down a smooth quartz full block. So it's going to be a row of 3. 1, 2, 3 smooth blocks. And then on the back here, we're going to place down a quartz top slab. So we're going to then place down a smooth quartz top slab here in the front, quartz stair, top slab, and then the remaining portion of this wing here is going to be filled in with top slabs. So we're going to do 1 row of 4 of quartz top slabs, followed by a row of 3. We want to go and do a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of 3. So we already have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 1 more for 5. After we get to this point here, we're going to then take our quartz, and we're going to do a row 2, and then one more row 2 out to the side there, like so. And that right there is going to basically do it for our wings here for this layer, and this is what it should look like from up above. While we're at it with this point here, I would also like to go ahead and take the time to go ahead and build the propellers. So propellers here, super simple design, and the same thing for both sides here. Propellers here, super simple. All we need to do is take our polished blackstone slabs. We're going to place down 1 and 2 polished blackstone top slabs at the side here, followed by a birch top slab. We then want to go and go up from this wall at an angle, place down a polished blackstone wall, one more wall up, and then we're going to place down a birch slab, going up at that angle as well. Going down from this, we want to go and then place down a polished blackstone wall that goes down, or sorry, no, my bad. It's going to be, actually, yeah, no, it's going to be a wall like that going down, and then we're going to go one wall down and toward the side here, and then we're going to place down a sandstone wall on the bottom of that wall. And we're just going to go do the same thing here for each of our propellers. So for each of our engines here, and we'll have a total of 4 of these designed and put on our engines. So just like this, going down. Or actually, sorry, this is supposed to go this way. And just like that. And then the same thing would be over here, except the ones on this side we're just going to go and flip and do the opposite of. So, pretty simple thing here to do, and this is going to go for all 4 engines and give us our prop design. And with that, we're going to be pretty close to completing this build. The wings are going to be pretty much complete in the next layer, so we have the wings done, which would be great. Those are kind of the hardest part, I think, at least for these tutorials, to both record and actually build for following along doing the tutorial. But yeah, pretty simple stuff and almost done with the build as a whole. So that right there is going to pretty much do it for that, and we have our propellers there for the front build. Anyways, that right there is going to do it there for layer 7 and our propellers, and with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 8. Alright guys, moving into our next layer here, we have layer number 8. For layer 8 to go ahead and get started with here, we'll be going ahead and going to the top here of the fuselage. We want to start off by placing down a end rod that's going to go on top of this blue concrete block here. We're going to go and skip a space back, followed by another brick stair. Behind the nether brick stair, we're going to place down 2 black stained glass blocks. And if you are deciding to go and just close this area off on the inside and not doing an interior, we're going to place down a black concrete block. Now, also from the previous layer here below, you can go ahead and also fill this in black concrete to close that cockpit canopy off from seeing the void on the inside here. But yeah, we're just going to have that black concrete block after those 2 black stained glass blocks if we're doing we're closing the canopy off. Anyways, after that, we're going to then take our blue concrete, and we're going to go and place down a row of blue concrete that's going to go all the way to the back here, which is going to be a total of 31 blocks in length. So after that's done, we're going to then take our cyan concrete. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 cyan concrete blocks back, a prismarine wall, a narrow brick slab, and then a daylight detector here. Turn to the night mode like that on the back there for the tail gunner position. After that's done, that's going to finish our center line, and we're going to start working our way out to the sides here. To begin with, on the front, we're going to place down a skeleton skull, which is going to go and go on top of this end rod, or sorry, this lever right there. And then coming off of it, we're going to place down an end rod that goes forward from it. We then want to go ahead and place down a black stained glass block like this, coming off this one. And then we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off the block like that, facing toward the front. Going back from this block, we're going to place down one more black stained glass block, and then a black concrete block, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 blue concrete blocks back. I'm going to double check my count here, and it is 26. We then want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 polished black stone stairs, followed by 1, 2, 3 polished black stone slabs, and then a skeleton skull like that. We're going to then go to the sides here. We're going to place down 3 polished black stone slabs, then a skeleton skull. We're going to go and then place down a row of 4 slabs, followed by a slab here, 2 stairs with their backs toward the outside there, and then another slab. We're going to go then take smooth quartz. We're going to place down a row of, which is going to be a row of 2 smooth quartz upside down stairs come off the 2 black stone stairs, and then a smooth quartz top slab to both sides like that. We then want to go and place down a row of 4 of smooth quartz top slabs across. We're going to then place down 2 rows of 2, so 1 and 2. And then coming off those rows of 2, we're going to place down skeleton skulls on the sides there. And we want to go and then take our iron trapdoors, and we're going to place down basically 2 rows of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And that right there is going to do it there for your horizontal stabilizers. Once that's done, go ahead and move back up here to the canopy. We're going to place down 2 polished black stone, or 2 light gray stained glass, or 2 black stained glass panes on the sides there of those blocks, and then we're going to go and take our stairs and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 polished black stone stairs back, followed by 1, 2, 3 polished black stone slabs, like that, to go and finish that off. Now, once we have that all done there, we want to go ahead and then focus our attention here to the wings. So for the wings here, super simple for us to go ahead and do these. We're just going to take our dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top of the engines here, and then 2 blue carpets. And same thing for this outer engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 black carpets, or sorry, blue carpets going back like that. Now once we get to this section here, we're going to go to the quartz top slabs here, and full blocks and stairs on the tip of the wing, and we're just going to go ahead and completely cover this with blue carpet. So we're just going to go ahead and completely cover the wing here to go ahead and basically keep that blue color from up above. However, we want to go and then go to this section here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 over, and then 1 right there in the corner. So you get something that looks like that there for the wingtip, like so. And with that all done there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have here for this layer. Actually, one last thing I do want to cover here is we do have this cable system that is on the right side of the fuselage. So for this cable system, we're going to want to go ahead and start off by going ahead and go into this slab right here, and this is going to be on the right side only. We're going to place down an end rod, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 barrier blocks forward, and then another end rod. We're going to go and then take stone buttons and run stone buttons all the way along the 9 barrier blocks like so to go ahead and kind of make that cable system there that runs on the side of the fuselage. And again, as I mentioned, that is going to be on the right side and the right side only of the aircraft. So looking at it from above here, we should have something that looks just like this here for the aircraft. That right there is going to do it there for layer number 8 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 9. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we're going ahead and moving into layer number 9. For layer 9 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going ahead and placing down a iron bar on top of this end rod right here. And then going back from it, we're going to then take our stone buttons. We're going to place down 2 stone buttons on these 2 black stained glass blocks, and then to the sides here, also 2 stone buttons on those. We then want to go and take our blue carpet. We're going to place down a row 3 of blue carpet across the black concrete blocks there, or we're going to go ahead and just kind of close it off. Whatever blocks are there, we're just going to place down blue carpet over it. Now right here we have our first ball turret. So for this, we're going to place down a black stained glass block, a black stained glass painted the sides here. We're going to go then take our anvil, place down an anvil here to come off the glass panes, and then a black stained glass block in the center. Coming off that block, we're going to place down an air brick stair toward the front here, a wither skeleton skull on the sides of that stair, and then we're going to go and then take chains and place down 2 chains going forward from the wither skeleton skulls like that, and that's going to do it there for the turret up here in the front for the time being. After that, we're going to then skip 1, 2, 3 spaces back from the air brick stair, and then on our 4th block, we're going to go and place down an end rod, followed by another brick slab. We're going to go then place down an end rod again, a blue concrete, or we're going to skip a space and then place down an end rod again. We're going to go then place down a stone brick upside down stair, a top slab directly behind it, and on top of those top slabs and stair, we're going to place down blue carpet. We're going to go then skip an air space, place down an end rod again, skip a space again, and place down 2 black stained glass blocks, black stained glass pane coming off both sides of the first block, an anvil going back, and then a wither skeleton skull on both sides of this stair here, followed by 1 and 2 chains going back from the wither skeleton skulls. Also on the sides of the anvils here, we're going to be placing down dark oak wood signs, so those will be on the sides of the anvils there on both these turrets. After that, we're going to go back from this air brick stair, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spaces. We're going to then place down a warp slab, warp stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these cyan concrete blocks back. We're going to then take our warped buttons and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 warp buttons there on the sides of these blocks. After we have that done, we're going to take our blue carpet, and we just want to go and place down a row of 4 here, followed by a second row of 4, and then we're going to do 2 rows of 2 on those smooth quartz top slabs. We then very simply just want to take our polished black stone, and we're just going to place down 2 rows of 4 on top of those iron trapdoors there out to the sides. And once we have that all done there, that's going to pretty much do it here for layer number 9 for the build. And here's the overview of what it looks like from up above. With that all complete, that is going to wrap up layer 9. Let's move on to layer number 10. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 10. For layer 10 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and going to the top here, the ball turrets here. We're going to place down a nether brick slab on top of this block here. And we're going to then place down a wither skeleton skull on top of the anvils, and also on top of this black stainless block on the rear there to go ahead and complete our turrets. On top of each one of these end rods, we're going to then place down an iron bar that goes up from each of these 4. And we then want to go and go to our last ball turret here. We're going to place down a nether brick slab on the center glass block, and then a wither skeleton skull on the blocks all the way around it, just like that. After that's done, going back from the nether brick stair, we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spaces. Or actually, we already did that, my bad. Completely drawing a blank there. But we're going to go to our second cyan concrete block here, and we're going to place down a warp slab on top of it. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 cyan concrete blocks, a anvil, 2 cyan concrete blocks again, and then a cyan wool block here on the end. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some warp signs. We're going to place down warp signs on the side of the anvil and on the side of this cyan concrete block, and we're also going to place down a warp button on the side of this cyan wool block, just like that. And that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer 10. And with that, we're going to move into our final layers here, which are going to basically just cover the tip here, basically building the whole vertical stabilizer up and the rigging that runs down from it. But with that, that's going to do it there for layer number 10. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers, we have layers 11 through 20. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and go into our vertical stabilizer, and we're going to start from that position here. So for this, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and placing down a cyan concrete block on top of the second one here. And we then want to go ahead and go back from it with a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cyan concrete blocks. And then we're going to follow this up by placing down a prismarine wall here on top of this cyan wool block. We're going to go then place down a warped button right here on this block here. And we're going to go then place down a warped button on top of this block here right above that anvil. After that's done, we're going to place down another prismarine wall up, followed by 1, 2 cyan concrete blocks. We're going to then place down an anvil like this, then a cyan concrete block, followed by a cyan wool block, and then a prismarine wall. And this anvil, we're actually going to go ahead and make a cyan concrete block instead, so my bad on that one, got a little ahead of myself. But we're going to place down a warp button here, and a warp button here, and again, this will be the same thing here on this side as well, our warp buttons like that. Going ahead and continuing up, we're going to place down another cyan concrete block here, followed by a second one back, anvil, cyan concrete block, and a cyan wool block, a warp button on the side of this block here, and then we're going to take our warp signs, place down a warp sign on the side of that anvil, and a warp sign right there as well, like that, going toward the back here, and same thing over here on this side as well for warp signs and warped button. Going up to our next row up, we want to go and then place down another cyan concrete block here in the front, followed by 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks, so you have a total of 5 across the top there. And we're going to then place down a warp button on this block above the anvil, like that. And then that's actually going to be if that row. Our next row going up, we're going to place down a prismarine wall here, followed by a row of 1, 2, 3 blocks across, and then another prismarine wall on that side. We're going to go ahead and go up from this button here by 1. Then going up again, we're going to place down a prismarine wall on both sides here, a cyan concrete block, and then a anvil there in the center. And we want to go and then place down warp signs on the side of the anvil and the side of that cyan concrete block. And again, make sure on both sides here we are putting our warp buttons that are just going up from these anvils in between them like that. Then on the very top here, we're just going to place down a row of 3 of cyan concrete, a row 2 of warp buttons like this to both sides here. And we want to go and do another row 3 of cyan concrete going up, followed by a cyan concrete block in the center, prismarine wall to both sides, and then we just want to go and grab ourselves a warped trapdoor. And we're going to place down a warp trapdoor on the very tip there to go ahead and complete the vertical stabilizer. Now once we have that complete, we have to go ahead and make the rigging here. So the rigging here is a little bit different, a little bit more kind of challenging here. And we're going to go and start off, we're going to build this in sections here. So we're going to be using barrier blocks for this. We're going to start by going ahead and going 2, 3, 2. So we're going to go ahead and start from this spot right here. We're going to go 2. We're going to drop down and do 3. And we want to go and then drop it down again and do 2. So once our barrier blocks kind of update here, we should have something that looks like this going down. Now our next row here is going to break off to the left side here. And this right here is going to be, even with this one, it's going to be 2, 3, 3, 3, 2. So what we want to do for this is we're going to be going ahead and go into this row right here. We're going to go out to the side by 1, and we're going to go ahead and go with 2. So we're going to have 2 like this. We're going to drop down, do a row of 3, followed by a second row of 3. That drops down. Then we're going to do a third row of 3. And we want to go and then drop down and do a row of 2. So let me just double check here. So it's 3, 3, and 2. So yeah, that's right. So that's going to drop down again one more time. And we're going to have a row of 2. Now, from this section here, we have this 2. So this is what it should look like. So you can kind of see here the offset. We have 2, 3, 3, 2. And then up here, there's 2, 3, 2. Now, once we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and go off of this row here. We're going to go ahead and go 2, 3, 2. So just like we did on the top here. So we're going to go off this row here, out to the side. We're going to go and do 2. We're going to go and then drop down, do a row of 3 forward. And we want to go and then do a row of 2 on top of those stairs, like so. And that right there is basically where it's going to theoretically connect up to the fuselage there. Now let's go and do our stone buttons here. So our stone buttons are going to be going ahead and going on the sides here, these barrier blocks, which will basically make the cable. And for this, super simple, we're going to place down a stone button on the side of this one, then on top of this block, 2 on the side, 1 on top, 2 on the side of these, and then we're going to go and do 2 on top. Actually, these ones right here, we're going to go ahead and place on the inside here. So 2 stone buttons here on the inside to kind of angle that wire a little bit better. We're going to go then place down 2 on the side, 1 on top, 2 on the side, 1 on top, 2 on the side, 1 on top, then again 2 on the inside here, so 1, 2, and then on these 2 blocks here, 2 on top, 2 on the side, 1 on top, 1 on the side, 1 on top. So just like that for our cabling, and once we take a look at it here with all the barrier blocks disappeared, this is what it should look like for it. And you just want something like this here, and that kind of makes your cabling and creates a nice design, especially when you look at it from the sides. And that right there is going to basically complete our in-flight version here for the PB4Y-2 or the PB4Y-2 privateer. Hope you guys do enjoy the in-flight version. Came out really good, and again, an awesome build. Going to make a great addition to any of your World War II type scenarios. Anyways, that's it for the airborne version. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial for the landed version. Alright guys, going ahead and move into the landing gear. Now, adding the landing gear is really simple. Really simple design for this aircraft. All we're going to do is go ahead and go to our front here. We're going to start for our front gear. This front gear here is going to be basically replacing this area right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to break these 2 slabs and this stair. We're going to break these 3 or those 2 slabs in this full block, and then same thing over here, break those blocks as well. On the sides here, we're going to place down 3 upside down stairs. And actually, we're going to place down 2 upside down stairs and then an upside down corner stair. Same thing over here, 2 upside down stairs and then a corner stair. This inside section up here, we can go ahead and fill in with smooth quartz. So around the walls here where we can. And we're going to go ahead and place down a smooth quartz upside down stair in this section here. And then going back from this stair, or going forward from the stair, we're going to place down 2 smooth quartz top slabs and then a smooth quartz full block right there to kind of create the wheel well type area. We're going to drop down from this stair here with a stone bricks wall. And we're going to then place down a polished black stone stair that's going to go underneath this wall like so. We're going to go ahead and go 1 stair on the back of that one, and then 2 stairs back to back on the bottom here to go ahead and create our wheel design. And once we have that all complete there, we want to go ahead and then move into making banners here for the wheel to kind of give it a little bit better of a design. Now this banner design for the wheels is pretty straightforward. I've used it before on several of my vehicles, so you might be familiar with this design if you built some of my stuff previously. But really simple. All we're going to do is go ahead and go into loom. We're going to need 2 black banners, 2 white die, and 4 black die. Going into our looms here, we're going to go ahead and place our black banners and our white die. We're going to select the line over here on the left side for our first banner, and then on the line over here on the right side of white for the second banner. We're going to put each of these banners back into the loom, and for each one we're going to take our black die, and we're just going to go ahead and do a line across the bottom and a line across the top there, and it's going to create a design that looks like this here for our banners. So same thing for both of them, line across the top and bottom. And we get these two banners here that look like basically C's. Now these banners here are going to go ahead and go on the two stairs on top here, and they're going to be facing each other with the white section in the middle. It kind of creates a little bit of a better design for the wheel, especially when you look at it from a bit of a distance and angles and stuff. You definitely look at it and you can see it definitely looks a little bit more like a wheel, at least in my opinion. So just a little extra optional feature you can add onto the build. Looks pretty nice. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for our front wheel. Alright guys, and going ahead and moving into the rear landing gear. For this landing gear, we'll be going ahead and going back here to this section. What we want to do for this section is we want to go ahead and start off by going ahead and breaking out some of the sections on the inside here. So for this, we're going to be going ahead and breaking these walls right here and this stone full block. We're also going to go ahead and break the basically whole wheel out so we get something that looks like this. Now once we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and then take our iron trap doors and we're going to go ahead and fill in this space right here. So this 3x3 square, we're just going to fill in like that. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves nether brick stairs. We're going to place down a nether brick stair here in this section. Once we want to have it facing that way like that, we're going to go ahead and then drop down from the stair with another nether brick stair. And then we're going to place down a third one like so. That comes down like this. So just like that. And we want to go and then delete this smooth quartz top slab. So we're going to delete that one right there. In its place, we're going to place down a stone brick wall, followed by a second stone brick wall that goes down, a stone brick top slab, skeleton skull to both sides of the top slab, a end rod that goes down like this, and we want to go and then go between the end rods, place down a polished black stone block. Below the polished black stone block, we're going to place down a pillared quartz block like so, and then another polished black stone block like that on the bottom of that pillared quartz block, and then we're just going to place down a polished black stone block on both sides like so. We then want to go ahead and place down a polished black stone stair in each one of these corners like that, and then coming off both sides of this pillared quartz block, we're going to place down a skeleton skull just like that. And right there is going to basically complete our rear wheels here. You're going to take that same design and do it on the other side, and you'll have both wheels complete there. And we have obviously the design there for the front wheel as well. So anyways, that right there is going to pretty much do it for my tutorial here for the privateer. Hope you guys do enjoy this build and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for this. Anything from a silent build to my channel or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free user for a project you guys are working on overall. Enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, a big thanks to Patreon supporter Repentless Lamb for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. And with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary204, and I'll see you guys next time.